I absolutely love comfort dressing. I think it's probably why I like winter so much, because I love to get cozied up. I love a throw rug. I love to snuggle in. Surprisingly, for someone that loves comfort dressing, I don't own any sweatshirts. I really hate them. Again, maybe it's a hark back to the trauma of the 80s. I don't know what it is. I also think that oftentimes sweatshirts for women are just not well shaped. They're just always a terrible length. They're not flattering. Unless you're a beanpole, really, they're difficult to find the right size and shape. And I just really don't wear them. Even when I'm working out, I'll just put on layers. Like I'll put on a singlet and then a tee and then a long sleeve tee and then a light rain jacket or a running jacket or a running top or something like that. Not that I run, but you know what I mean. So I just don't really wear this kind of thing. And then I went into Zara, and I have to buy my very reluctant son, who is not out of sports gear, a outfit for a wedding. And so we bought some lovely things for him, and then I saw this in the men's department, and I thought I'd give it a try. And I think if I am going to go for some kind of sweatshirt, I want it to be cool, urban and chic. I want it to have a really cool fabric that's not the typical, you know, that peely sort of horrible fleecy number with the awful sort of exterior. This has got a lovely texture to it, and then inside it's just got the you know, the sort of the rough rather than that fluff inside, so you don't get overheated. Has a lovely cuff, and I particularly just love the shape. I love the extra room here in the shoulder, and I love the length as well. And the other thing too about sweatshirts, I think, which is why I'm probably a bit reluctant about them, and you might be the same if you have a similar body type to me, because I have curvy thighs and butt and I'm smaller up here, I would often try to hide my thighs and disguise my butt with long tops. And it's possibly, I think, the most unflattering thing we can possibly wear. And it just makes me feel like a dag, and it makes me feel, it depresses me, actually. Wearing something like this actually depresses me. I think it looks awful. And I just can't wear it like this. So what I've started doing, even though I'm a lot heavier than I was certainly 30 years ago, I'm starting to be braver about my thighs and butt. I see young chicks at the moment who are right into fitness and have beautiful, rounded, plump butts and fabulous thighs. And they look incredible to me. I don't look at their thighs and go, oh God, she's huge. I think they look amazing. And then I think, well, why can't I feel that way about my own body? And I do think all of us hark back to a certain time in our life where perhaps we weren't happy, or we weren't happy with our body image or whatever. And the 80s was a time like that for me. I wasn't overweight then, but it was just a difficult decade for me. So yeah, I just, even now today, look at my thighs and I'm very self-conscious about them, which is crazy. I know that we all have to get over these body issues, and we all have to be more accepting of ourselves, and so many different body shapes are so beautiful. So yeah, so one thing I've started doing is trying not to give a shit about what people think of my thighs. And as I said, I look at other women who, you know, wear jeans, skinny jeans like this with thighs the same size as mine, and totally rock them and look absolutely beautiful. And I'm trying to get over the fear of showing my legs. It's just insane. What we have been programmed with over the years is insane, people. It's insane. It's just, we've got to get over these things, because when I do tuck this sweat in, I feel so much better in it. I feel that it looks better. Even though I would love to be thinner, I feel that it looks so much better than just wearing it, covering my butt. So this is my challenge for this sweatshirt, is to actually enjoy it, mix it up a bit, try it with different things, be brave enough to wear a skinny jean with it and feel incredible. And so I'm just going to try a few different things with this gorgeous new sweatshirt that is so comfortable and lovely. And of course, I'm a huge New York fan as well, so that kind of helps. So let me just try a few little things and not give a shit about how my thighs look. By the way, if you didn't see this in my last video, or one of the last videos I did, it's my son's 18th birthday. We call him Monkey Boy. All right, so obviously the first way I'm going to wear this is just with jeans. So a nice skinny jean and a stacked trainer. This is a Seed Heritage Zara jeans. And then I've decided that I might go a little gangster. So, you know, a woman in her 50s, why not? I have to say though that there is a point. You know, there is a point where I sort of look at someone who's really super cool and in her 80s and she's really rocking it in sort of young chick stuff, and 95% of the time it's sensational, and then occasionally go, oh, it's maybe been pushed a little far. I'm a little bit wary of that, so I probably wouldn't wear this out, but I thought I'd try it for fun. So don't worry, I'm not going to put this on backwards. So maybe a cap, sleeves up, a little bit of layered bling. And by the way, if you're like me and you bought 1 million of these last year, because I did, I'd never owned them before, best thing to untangle them, don't torture yourself, actually undo it and then just spin the ends and it'll all unravel. They drive me nuts when they tangle. And then check these gangster sunnies out, baby. These are actually mid-century modern. I found them in a vintage shop recently. Aren't they incredible? Oh, I'm just in heaven over these. So there you go. And then I'd haul up the sleeves and I'd totally French tuck. And I might even have a totally on-trend logo bag with love written all over it. And what I would probably do to make it even cooler is I would shorten the strap. So instead of a bum bag, I'd have a crossbody bag up nice and tight like this. And of course, I'd have to be in New York City, stomping those streets. You know what I'm saying? Yo. This time I'm going a little bit more retro preppy, bit more sportswear. But of course I have a fabulous sandal on and I wanted it in a neutral colour along with the bag. It's still a classic looking bag, so it's a lovely blending of a little bit urban and a little bit preppy, dressy. Ooh, I might have invented a new style. I did try the scarf around here and it looked fabulous as well, but I wanted to try it around the neck. I've got rid of the necklace. And this is a really fun look. I think it's super, super cute. And a little bit of a gold glimmer daisy chain. This is actually quite a low-rise jean. I'd love to try these with a higher rise, and I want to do that in a moment. And of course I just have a lovely gold hoop on, a bit of a 50s ponytail, and a lovely jangle of gold bangles would be just gorgeous. So here I've gone for a quasi 50s look. I'll do the high-rise jeans in a sec. I just had to try this skirt first. But I love all these similar colours together. I think it works beautifully. And what I've done is I've put a rather large thick belt with this just to anchor things, and also because I got an M in this. I maybe should have got an S, but I wasn't sure because I like to have a bit of room to play, like a bit of length to play with. But there is a lot of fabric in the tummy here. So when you've got a lovely thick belt, you can anchor a lot of the fabric in and then just have it softly draping back as a French tuck. And you know how every 30 years fashion sort of comes back again? So we're looking at sort of, I don't know, this has got, I guess, like a early 60s and then early 90s sort of feel. And this kind of thing is, again, it's back in, sort of every 30 years this sort of comes in with the blazer and that preppy sort of originally 50s look. So a sweatshirt like this with a lovely pleated skirt I think is really cool, and a little preppy sandal. Of course a stack trainer would be gorgeous with this, or just my flat white leather trainer from Zara would look gorgeous. And of course a 90s bag, so we're bringing in all of these different decades. Love the jersey blazer over the top, simple hoop. Another idea of course is to wear something over the top. Though it's such a shame that you don't get to see the full New York view. Just a little peep is actually quite cute. And I would belt a denim jacket like this, just to really nip it in. And rolling up the sleeves like this gives it a real urban edge. And I would probably put a super cool crossbody over the top of this. Nice and high, like a bum bag. And I would totally change the shoe. I'd probably just have my flat trainer on, but upping the sleeve to give that beautiful, almost like a baseball uniform Americana feel is really cool. Okay, a bunch of things to try with these high-waist jeans from Zara. Let's go. A gorgeous dark wide leg high rise Zara jean, super tight, holding everything in, crossbody bag to make me feel more comfortable, and a sensational puffy squishy 70s inspired velvet caramel quilted jacket, and I'm just transported back to the 70s. I know that I'm quite wintry, it's cooler weather, but I still have this gorgeous summery sandal on, and I don't even care. I think it's divine. So that's the first look. I don't think I need a belt, just pulling this out like this, and that's just harking back to a whole other time. French tucking now gives a little bit more of a relaxed shape, and I've just pulled in as much of the bulk here, pushed it into the pants as much as I can, and then a more relaxed shape at the back. Then I'm putting over a blazer, and this of course is a much more preppy look. I put a boot on. You could potentially put a lovely tan belt on and have a lovely crossbody in a tan colour. And here I'm adding a little bit more black and white, and it just gives a little bit of a preppy edge, but I'm just going to push it around to the back so that the focus can be on this New York slogan. And here I'm just wearing the bag kind of draped around my neck rather than over the shoulder, almost like a pass to a fabulous concert. So this is more of a winter or autumnal look, and I think with some lovely stacked trainers, a really high white stacked trainer, this would look awfully gorgeous. Super cool. I think we need some faux fur. How bright and fresh does this white look under this cozy fur? And I would add a cream bag, not a white bag, to this, just to help earth a little bit and make it not so snowing white. And I love that 90s feel. Of course you could wear a hoodie underneath this. I think that would look really, really cool, particularly with a pleated skirt and maybe sandals or runners. But I'm just loving that over the top. So cozy. A bit on winter. And speaking of winter, I've popped on a camel coat. Goes so beautifully with a deep indigo denim and fresh white. And because that lovely pop of black is really shining, particularly because I have a light boot on, I'm adding my retro mid-century modern sunglasses, and it just picks up on that little glint of black. And with this, I would actually probably add, a black bag would be lovely, but I'm going to add caramel. A nice crossbody, and it's going to help keep the coat open, as well of course trench coating it at the back, pulling this around so that the front stays open and allows this insignia here to shine. I really must undo the vent on this coat, by the way. I won't. Oh, hang on. Oh, no, a bit too tough. I'll have to snip that. I have a sweatshirt. Can you believe it? I'm in shock. I'm going to wear it for the rest of the day. I have a few bits and pieces to get done, and then I have to prepare some cake for my son. Well, that was fun. I hope it was inspiring. Do you have sweatshirts? Do you wear them a lot? Do you enjoy them? Looks like I might be converted.